Hi, this is John Hannon with the Pulsing Cinema, and today's movie is Brazil. Brazil's like Brazil's like comfort food, you know? It was a movie that always used to show up on TNT in the mid 90s, and you'd watch a bit of it, and of course that was the Love Conquers All version, the recut version. Um, Terry Gilliam, early 80s, a hilarious kind of Gilliam-esque, Monty Python-esque version of 1984, which had the added attraction of being kind of stifled by the distributors, by Universal in the United States. The whole fight between Gilliam and Sheinberg to release Terry Gilliam's director's cut in the United States. The studio wanting a happy ending and releasing that, but a lot of drama. One of the first really early Criterion Laserdisc, just insane special editions. Of course, you'd had, Lawrence of Arabia and Citizen Kane and the Kurosawa films, right? But Brazil was Brazil. Brazil was like a gigantic book, a CAV book, a book-looking gigantic thing. If you've never seen a Laserdisc or you've never seen a big Laserdisc box set, then really Brazil, the Laserdisc box set, that's going to go in the dictionary next to Laserdisc box set, a picture of that thing, because man, it was a big honker box set. Aside from the T2 box set, which was huge as well, but oh my God, Brazil. And then it later became a big honkin' DVD box set, though a little DVD size with a cool blue translucent cover. And that was the one that I was able to pick up in the late 90s, early 2000s. A great film. I mean, really faultless. It has that precision of the Terry Gilliam, the incredible production design with the samurai, with all the computer parts. Jonathan Pryce as our lead character, which very a lot of fidelity to George Orwell's 1984. It's about a guy who's working in the records department who wakes up to what's going on around him, and in Brazil, he wakes up through these dream sequences, these flights of fancy, where he's able to kind of dream, and the dream somehow relates to his life and what's going on in reality, where he's dealing with this Tuttle Buttle, this guy who was falsely executed due to a clerical error. And Ian Holm as his nervous, skittish, boss, and the Michael Kamen soundtrack with the typewriters, and that of course the Brazil soundtrack has been used by the John Malkovich film. Everybody, when you need a bit of quirky soundtrack, you go to the Brazil, to Michael Kamen's Brazil themes and the stuff they invented. Even though, of course, he didn't write Brazil. Brazil was a very old song, but the late Michael Kamen brought a lot of magic to it, and there was the early '80s. I mean, Terry Gilliam had the magic in Time Bandits, and there was still the glow of Monty Python coming off him, and so he was able to do a lot of special things. And Brazil was one of the most special things he did, full of great actors. As I said, even Kim Greist as the young the love interest, the female fighter. She's a totally early '80s punk rock chick. Fits in perfectly with the aesthetic, and it just has the lunacy and the craziness that you would expect in any Terry Gilliam, Monty Python type production. John Cleese. No, I guess Michael Palin, right? I don't think, no, John Cleese, I'm sorry. I apologize. Michael Palin, and Hellman as the mother who gets younger and then kind of becomes Kim Greist, and there's this weird There's an Oedipal thing that's going on. There's just bubbling with all kinds of weird. It's like every Terry Gilliam film. There's like every minute there's like 50 ideas that are, abandoned and develop themselves, but it seems all very well planned out and very logical, but at the same time completely insane. Robert De Niro as the freedom fighter, and then that ending of the film shot in that like abandoned nuclear reactor, something that power plant there or whatever. That's just a striking sequence. That just got some of the most striking visuals and the baby face of any film. It's really, really magical. And definitely a film to check out on Blu-ray, or the original Criterion DVD, or the original Criterion Laserdisc, because they're all just wonderful, incredible packaging with some great extras, a great documentary on the fight for Brazil, and the Love Conquers All version, the original, the U.S. bastardized cut of Brazil. Oh man, Brazil, a great film. It doesn't really have a depressing ending, but I mean it just has an ending where a guy just kind of falls into his delusion, very much like the Zero Theorem, recent Terry Gilliam film starring Christoph Waltz, which in many ways is almost kind of like a remake of Brazil. It's like Brazil for the telecommuting millennial generation, but that's a real good film as well, Zero Theorem. But Brazil still stands as some kind of comedic science fiction absurdist landmark of the early 80s. It's a great film.